Okay, 4 points in today's homily and about 7 tangents. Phone calls. I know you're really concerned about my morning. Prepare the way of the Lord and Advent. Phone calls. Our home number, the parish of St. Thomas, which you're a member of, is on a national emergency hotline. We finally cracked the code. If you Google Catholic priest emergency, nationally, internationally, the webpage shows up. So we've been getting calls. We finally cracked the code. We're wondering, why are people calling us from Texas, Massachusetts, Colorado, Florida? I had a Navy guy on Friday at 2 o'clock in the morning. He was zapped out of his mind. He wouldn't tell me where he was. I think he was on the boat. Seriously. So one of the calls came in about 2 weeks ago, and a guy was, I can't even tell you what he was on. It wasn't just alcohol. He was zooped, what we used to say in the old neighborhood, zooped up on gob. I have no idea what he was on. And here's how all of them start the same way. All the calls start the same way. They're looking for a Catholic priest. And I'm sleeping. It's 2 in the morning. Good morning. Hello. Are you a Catholic priest? Yes, I'm a Catholic priest. Are you a holy man of God? I had to think about that one. So I told a priest friend, he goes, well, you're 51%. He goes, next time they ask you, go ahead and do that. So this morning, the phone rings before 7 o'clock. Monsignor and I have been talking about this. We're trying to solve the case because we're Googling. So there's obviously a connection. We finally cracked it. Catholic priest emergency. It's our rectory. So we're like, oh, he's downstairs. I'm in bed. So we both answer the phone at the same time. He's got Mass. I go, Monsignor, I got this one. I'll have to listen to someone. Sad stories. Well, it wasn't that at all. Thank goodness. It was something I can do. It was a visit to the fountains. Someone very sick and dying. O'Keefe is the last name. A woman in her late 80s. Anyway, I felt like a young priest again. When I was a brand new priest, and it's time to go to the hospital, get to go to the hospital, yes. You can't anoint anybody, I can't. I mean, it was great when you were a young priest. It was awesome. Now you're old, and I gotta go. We go, but it's not like, yay, hospital, nursing home. But that's how I felt, a real call, I can do something. I'm like, oh, this is great. So get in the car, real quick story. So I passed by a woman in a wheelchair. She looks like my mom, but like 10 years older. And the side joke is, whenever I bring my mom, when she used to do visits with me, I used to always kid her. I know it's horrible. One time we walked into a nursing home, there was an extra bed. I'm like, Mom, it's intervention time. We're getting all your stuff put in those. She's like, stop, don't do this to me. Thank you. It's funny. She gets a kick out of it, I'm sure. Anyway, I go into the room, and her husband's with her in bed, and she's very close to death. And you know this by the shallowness of the breathing. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express the other night. Thank you. No, I do play one on TV. But you could tell, and I'm being very serious. But it's beautiful. They had faith, the daughters were there. So, and again, the point of the story is the shallowness of breath. So I anoint her, and her husband's name is Jerome. That's my name. So I'm walking back down the hall, and she's here. If you're in church, raise your hand to CNA. Who's the CNA who's in church? She said, there she is, she's in church. She goes, hi, Father Jerome. She goes, I'm coming to your 5:30 Mass. I'm like, at least someone knows when I'm saying Mass around here. Thank you. So I wanted to meet the lady. So she's going to breakfast. She's all dressed up, and she reminded me of my mom. My mom's very elegant. She dresses nice. And, she can go get like a cup of coffee. She'd do her hair and put on her makeup. And so I said, what's your name? It's Helen, my mom's name. So I'm like, you are so classy. I go, you're elegant. Oh my goodness. And she said what my mom would say. My mom would say, my head is so big. You've made my day. You're so awesome. So I'm just skipping through the hallways in a nursing home. And by the way, if you got to go to a nursing home, take the fountains. It's like a carnival cruise. You have to stay out of the hallway. Someone's coming down. There's always something going on at fountains. I love all the other nursing homes. Fountains, it's like, I'm almost sure I bumped into Julie McClure. I'm almost sure. Huh? Not everyone gets that reference. The Love Boat. But it's a wonderful place. There's always activities. So here's where I'm going with this. So I was in such a good mood. I had a 10:30 Mass, so I went to the health club. Here's where I'm going. So I go to the health club, do my swim, I shoot a few baskets. Game was not on today. And I'm walking around with a good friend of mine. I'll call him a good friend. I won't tell you his name because he's got a bad ending. From my coffee club. Nice guy. I even sometimes refer to him as the nicest guy in Crystal Lake. Well, him and his wife are walking around the track at the health club. So it's early. What time is it? It's 8:15. So I get up next to him, walk around the track. I go, hey guys, I got somewhere for you to go today. You know where I'm going with this. You got somewhere for us to go? Yeah. Come to church with me. Well, she's doing most of the talking. No, we don't want to go to church. I says, come on, hey, we'll give you coffee, free coffee. We're going back and forth, and we're just half joking, but I'm always, there's always a serious part in me. I'm like, I'll give you $100. Now, don't get all excited. She probably wouldn't have took it, and I'm sure I wouldn't have gave it. But she would have got gift certificates to their house. I mean, that's $100 for me, which I don't pay for that either. So she says to me, I'm trying to work this lady and her husband. Go to church. And you should do this too, I hope. And she says to me, now keep in mind, I've got the woman's shallow breathing still on my mind. I just left the nursing home. She says, and I quote, don't waste your breath. Now, she didn't mean it like that. I know she didn't. But she said it. And so, kids, when my mom wanted to really make us, if we're really in trouble, and my dad would work and my mom was at home, my mom would say, that's it, wait till your father gets home and you're going to get it. You know what my line is if you're in trouble with me? That's it, you just made my homily. So I said to the woman, nice lady. I don't want to get into her name. Swedish people, my experience, God bless the Swedes. My experience, not a lot of Catholicism in general. I used to hang out in Rockford. Great pancakes. But having said that, I looked at her and said, ma'am, if I had 4 minutes left of oxygen, I would never waste my breath. I would always use my breath to invite people to the church and to share my faith and to practice my faith. You heard today's first reading in gospel, prepare the way of the Lord. I can tell you who prepared it in my life. My mother did. My grandmother did. My grammar school with the nuns did. The good priests did. We are all on for preparing the way of the Lord. By sharing, by practicing, by inviting. Look, what that woman said to me, and Monsignor says, I got a compliment from Monsignor, which for me and Monsignor, it's hard for me to squeeze my compliments out of him sometimes, let me tell you, okay? It's like, your head's so big. I'm like, what's the point? So what? Give me another compliment. He says, I would have got angry. I said, I don't get angry. I don't. But I'm going to keep doing it. And I tell you this to encourage you and potentially motivate you for you to do it. Of all the things you can give somebody, a joke, a story, a $50 bill, a gift certificate, whatever you're going to give them, is there anything better than the faith? And just the invitation, since I've been here 4 years now. It feels like 11. No, I'm kidding. But I've been here 4 years, and about 6 people have walked up to me in 4 years and said, I came to church because so-and-so invited me. So-and-so invited me. So do that. Help prepare the way of the Lord. And you know what? You may be the first one. Then someone may come after you. There might be about 11, 12, 10, heaven only knows how many people doing the inviting before finally someone says yes. I just left, there was a private, and one of the restaurants was closed today for a private party, but they let me in. Anyway, I'm overhearing these people talking, and they're financial advisors. And the one guy says, they're talking about expectations for the new year. And he's a very smart guy. He likes to travel, and he's very smart. He said, well, my expectations, I want to do more yoga. I wanted to go, church, not yoga. You want to go yoga? Do yoga later. Church. Set that hour aside a week to give your heart, your mind, and your strength to the living God who is persistently seeking to give himself away to you. Now, 2 more points. One is Advent. This isn't Christmas. Let's be very clear. The candles indicate they're not lit. The candles that are not lit indicate it's not Christmas. We're preparing for Christmas. It's anticipation. It's longing. It's expectation. Now, in the second reading you heard this, and I know you heard it, because I heard you hearing it. A day one day for you is 1,000 for the Lord, and 1,000 days for you is 1 day for the Lord. The Lord is not keeping you waiting purposely to aggravate you. We wait because it's somehow part of God's plan. If God gave us what we wanted when we actually wanted it, the world would be in absolute chaos. Trust that a very large part of our spirituality is patient waiting. It is. You don't think he wanted to go to work sooner than he got baptized? You're going to hear about it next. Jesus gets baptized, he got 3 years. 30 years he spent in utter obscurity. It was only 3 years that he went into public ministry. So my point to all of you, and I think it's interesting me telling you this, we all can be more patient. I, for my part, here's what I'm going to do, okay? And I had to correct myself at the last Mass. Here's my pledge. If I am driving down the street and you have ample space in front of me, you don't do something goofy, but if you put on your turn signal, I'm going to let you in. That's right. Yesterday, I would have ran you off the road. Today, I'm going to let you in. Father, what's the big deal? Start somewhere. Patience got to start somewhere. And I'm going to start doing that. I'm sure you can come up with something all on your own. A way to practice patience. Waiting for the Lord to act. The biggest problem with those machines, I'm sure, one of the biggest problems, instantaneous messaging. Instantaneous. I'm not sure of this, correct me afterwards. Because I do not know I do not know the experience, but I still think I got the concept. People are texting people, pushing the send button, and waiting for the response. Technology is amazing. The thing is going over. I have no idea where it's going. I'm lost. And I do not know what I'm speaking of. But they push send, and now they're waiting for... Seriously? That's like a crazy addiction. Life isn't instantaneous, pretty much anything. Burger King, you gotta wait. Pull over to the side. You'll get your burger later. So whatever happened to fast food? You ever see that? Pull your car over. Well, I didn't come here for this. I came to get something out of the window. I don't wait on the side. So it's about waiting. And as you wait a little longer, know that the deepest and most true meaning of Christmas is, yes, Christ being born 2,000 years ago. Yes, us preparing in this Advent season for his coming. But he's also coming in Holy Communion. May your heart and soul may they become and stay an altar where Christ, not just this year, but today, is born in you.